All right, hey, welcome everybody. Thank you, and fuck you for sticking with us all of these weeks. We are finally up to Hangar 18, episode number 50,
Wow.
the big L in Roman numerals, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we made it to number 50. This is your host, as always, the big, giant, blue, stabby faced, tilt wearing motherfucker from Planet Cybertron, Thundercracker. And with me, as always, is the great Southern panty dropper, the baritone to my, I don't know, fucking high soprano, fucking something. Dreadwind.
Squeaky soprano.
Yeah, fuck, what the fuck? You trying to tell me I'm squeaky? Hey, my voice is a little fucked up because I had to give a whole bunch of spiels for charity over the weekend. So I just like
Right. That's what she said.
Ooh, give a
Ooh.
whole bunch of spiels for charity. Yeah, I used to know. I used to know this chick in high school named Charity, and I would always make fun of her. Like, hey, is a bunch of guys gonna get into charity later on the night? Sure.
Nice.
I was a dick in high school. I've totally changed since then, and now I'm like super nice guy.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody says, "Man, look how well mannered that guy is." So hey, yeah, welcome to Hangar 18, and we're gonna go ahead and do our heavy metal news segment. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and let Dreadwind go first, and it's totally not because I'm looking up heavy metal news right now at all. It's
Yeah, I did
because
that like 10 minutes ago, and it's a very slow week. So apparently, Corrosion Conformity, be on the lookout. Possibly a new album coming out soon. They recently tweeted, anyone interested in a new COC album in January 2018? I'm thinking a lot of people probably clicked yes on that.
yeah, because Corrosion Conformity is a fucking amazing band.
Yeah, and this would be the first time that the band will have an album featuring Pepper Keenan on guitar and vocals since 2005. In the Arms of God was the last time that he was on an album with them, since he's been doing all his duties with Down and who knows what other projects he's been playing on.
Yeah, you said
So,
duties.
duties. Yep. So there you go.
Okay.
New COC album, hopefully soon.
Well, I have two little bits of heavy metal news. Apparently, the feud between Marilyn Manson and Justin Bieber is now back to being a bromance.
I saw that.
Because of the $195 Marilyn Manson shirt that Justin Bieber made, which has got his fucking face on it, for crying out loud. I mean, that seems to me like kind of a bit of Justin Bieber ripoff. But anyway, I'm looking at this picture on here, and Marilyn Manson's wearing a Justin Bieber shirt in the picture. And Marilyn Manson looks like that dude that did the what was the guy with the really small bikini? That movie, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the Borat or something like
Borat,
that
guy. He looks like the guy that plays Borat in this picture. If you look at metalinjection.net and click on the Marilyn Manson thing with Justin Bieber, look at the picture. It looks like fucking that guy. I think his name's like Ali Baba or Bobby Bobber or something like that. I don't fucking know. But anyway, my other piece of news is a great piece of news for me, right? If you are a Punisher fan, which I am a colossal Punisher fan, it's by far my favorite comic book character. Like, there's Punisher at like, I don't know, number 1, and then like down at like number 180, you have Ghost Rider, and then like maybe go down to like number 500, and you have Deathlock, the cyborg guy. And that's pretty much all of my comic book likes, right? But anyway, Punisher. I'm a big fan of Punisher, and the trailer came out for the new Punisher series on Netflix.
Yeah,
and it's set to the Metallica's One. And
I saw that.
If you watch it, you know, like even the bullets are coming out to like Metallica's One, right? And my very favorite part of the trailer is like he's like standing over this dude who's like choking out his last breaths, and the guy's like, "I can't help you," and he's like, "Fair enough," and pops him in the head. That's like classic Punisher right there, right? Like my favorite Punisher line ever was like he was standing over this guy, and he looks down at him and goes, and the guy's like dying, obviously. And Punisher looks down at him and he goes, Do us both a favor and save me a bullet. Walk towards the light." Fucking love that line.
Nice.
That's why Punisher's such a badass, right?
Yeah, anyway, my favorite Punisher line is, "If he dies, he dies."
Right. Yeah. I mean, Punisher's just fucking great, right? And I think the dude, I don't know what his name is, but he's the dude that played Shane in The Walking Dead. He's doing the Punisher. I think he's going to do a lot better than the guy, Thomas Jane, or the guy that was in Punisher Warzone, or Dolph Lundgren. So
yeah, that was kind of you missed my reference there.
Okay, go ahead. What was your reference?
A Dolph Lundgren reference, because
if he dies, he dies. Oh, yeah. Now I'm tracking with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I get distracted by Dolph Lundgren's like big, giant, buttery nipples every time.
There's a movie. It's such a bad movie.
Wait a minute, dude, that was a Rocky reference, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but it was Dolph Lundgren that said the line.
Okay.
That was my.
Oh, all right, now I'm tracking totally.
There, yeah, the crossover.
I must break you.
Yes. But speaking of the Dolph Lundgren, there's such a bad movie. I forget the name of it, but it's Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee from like before he did The Crow, and a very young, like introducing Tia Carrera.
Oh, nice.
Is in it also. And it's a really crappy movie, but there's some line in there where I think Brandon Lee makes some comment, because like in the movie he's like Dolph Lundgren, of course, has naked time with Tia Carrera.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee walks in or whatever at some point, and he says something about the comment, "I've never seen a penis that big on a man," or something like that. It's awkward and a horrible movie, but I guess it's worth watching for the novelty of it. So there you go.
Right. Out of all the Carreras, I prefer Asia Carrera.
I know who you're talking about.
If you know who that is,
you've
watched some naughty movies.
I may or may not have a copy.
Ooh, all right. So that was it for our news, and we'll do our then fucking Kurt Loder's old ass comes out there. All right. So now we're gonna go on to our heavy metal song reviews, right? And so we need to do, like, what we need. I think this show needs is we need to have like a 15-second clip of the song before we go into the song. But then fucking YouTube like, you can't do that because it's hard.
Yeah.
Because fucking everybody who's like trying to download a song is going to go onto a podcast and try and rip off the 15 seconds of songs in the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
That's so stupid. But all right. Anyway, fuck that bag of dicks. Our first,
not literally, but yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Louis C.K.'s comedy?
No, I have not.
Somebody said on the comedy show, he said, somebody told me to suck a bag of dicks. He's like, I was wondering how the logistics of that would work. You suck them each individually? You try to suck them all at once? That was pretty funny. Louis C.K. makes me laugh anyway.
Okay.
All right.
There's a company where they make like gummy bears in the shape of dicks, and you can like literally send a bag of dicks to somebody.
A bag of dicks to somebody. Nice.
Yeah.
I heard about that. I heard they sent a bunch of them to those ranchers in Oklahoma, I
think. Oh, okay.
The cops ended up shooting up and everything.
Yeah.
All right. So what the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
Our first song is by a band called Dying Fetus, and I think this might be our first Dying Fetus on the show.
It is, yes.
And by that I mean the band, not like that we have a dying fetus like this. You're chilling out, umbilical cord like shriveling up as we speak. But the band is ritual. The band is right. The band is from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and that's formed in 1991. This is from their War of Attrition album from 2007, and the song is called Unadulterated Hatred. And I love that title, by the way, because I feel that way about a lot of shit. Like Autobot Megatron, for instance. Unadulterated hatred. All right. I'm having trouble, like, enunciating today for some reason. All right.
I noticed that.
The song has no intro. None. It's just straight into punching you in the face with those great drums and that backwards riff. The riff just goes like, run, dun, dun, run, dun, dun. It's like in reverse than you would normally. Right?
Run, dun, dun,
yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah. And then they go into that fucking dense-ass breakdown of guitars and death metal vaginal seepage of vocals.
That's not quite how I would put it, but go ahead.
I am pretty sure that the drummer is half machine gun. That guy is going to town, right?
I think he's got to have like 4 legs.
He might have 4 legs because he's just totally blasted on those bass drums, right? This is the type of song that you could get bored of if you were a pussy like Brainy Smurf.
Oh.
And they really do not change the tempo much other than the breakdowns, but they shoehorn in a fuck ton of different riff structures. The album War of Attrition was praised by original fans due to its return to traditional dying fetus form. It was also their first self-produced album in 9 years. I give Dying Fetus Unadulterated Hatred an 8.0. Now go ahead and let me down, Dreadwing. Go ahead.
Shots fired. All right, my first note. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this would be great as an instrumental.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
you're going to rip on the vocals, aren't you?
You know I am. The comments, of course, are full of arguments over whether or not this is deathcore. No, it's grindcore. It's not deathcore. It's not grindcore. It's deathcore. It's not deathcore. It's grindcore.
But is it deathcore or grindcore?
I don't know, but that's what. Don't really care, but that's what the comment section was full of.
I would definitely put it more into deathcore personally, but go ahead.
Okay. The beginning sounds like the entire band just downed about 10 espressos and a 6-pack of Jolt Cola.
It definitely does.
Then the main rhythm kicks in and smacks your ass.
Yep. Ooh. Smacking that ass.
Followed by another session sponsored by Jolt Cola. And more rhythm changes that start to balance out the speed with the sheer brutality of the music and the riffs.
Right on.
The change up at 3:15 grabs you by the back of the head and repeatedly slams it into the desk.
Ooh, I like it.
Unfortunately, the singer sounds like a bear that's gargled razors and suffers from chronic COPD.
Okay. That might be my favorite line ever. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the music. I'm not a fan of the vocals. I gave it a 6.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You're trying to pay me back for that Blind Guardian shit last week, aren't you?
Maybe.
All right. Let's move on. All right. Death. And before we say anything, we got to immediately say R.I.P. to Chuck, right?
Yes,
That was an amazing musician. Way
great
ahead
songwriter. Yeah, great songwriter and great guitar player.
Yeah, great guy. I mean, the king of riffs, really.
Mm-hmm.
Death, Scavenger of Human Sorrow, which is another great name for a song. The album is The Sound of Perseverance, released in 1998. The band was formed in Orlando, Florida in 1983. And it's, every time I think of, America's penis, which is Florida, I think of Death because that's like a lot of great death metal bands come out of Florida for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the water down there. Maybe it's the hurricanes. I don't fucking know. But anyway, there is a very cymbal-heavy drum opening. Not like cymbals in like this is the symbol for fucking boron. I mean like the cymbals and drums. Cymbal-heavy drum opening that sounds like you're about to get skull-fucked by a well-endowed demon. And then Death does just that. I love the fact that unlike a lot of later shitty facsimiles of Death, you can actually hear the rhythm section. And by that I mean the bass quite well, even in this song. I mean, it's got way like a million riffs, but you can always hear the bass. And a lot of like death metal, you can't hear the bass. Somebody commented, and I like this comment. He says that fucking pinch harmonic gives me goosebumps on my dick. I thought that was pretty funny. But let's sit down and be honest here. The drumming on this song is fucking spectacular and has the perfect drum tones. Even in the eerie breakdown, the drums are just perfectly mastered in this. And I think this might have been a remaster. Speaking of the breakdown, just when you think the demon is done with you, you realize he is just using the breakdown to wipe the sweat off of his manly muscles, and then he goes right back to town on your butthole with his flame enshrouded member with that fantastic solo at 3:25. That's just an amazing guitar solo.
Yep.
If you are addicted to technical death riffs, this song is a fucking main line of them right into your heart. My one small criticism of this song is that it seems to be just a tad too long. I think 6 minutes would have been better than 7.
Yep.
Honestly, here. Scholdinger designed the Death logo and its various incarnations during the length of his career. In 1991, before the release of Human, he cleaned up the logo, taking out the more intricate details, and the T in the logo was swapped from an inverted cross to a more regular-looking T. Wonder why he did that. One reason being to quash any implication of religion. And there you go. That's why he did it.
There you go.
The logo was changed again between the symbolic and the sound of perseverance with a more streamlined look and the removal of the hooded reaper above the H in the Death logo. But anyway, Death's an amazing band. If you like technical death metal, Death's your band for you, right? I give it a 9.5. It's an amazing song.
Wow. Yeah, it was a really good song. My only knock on it was that it does feel a little too long, but it is full of great riffs. Yep. I mean, from beginning to end. What did I write there? Progressive. Yeah, I didn't know what I wrote. Progressive technical death metal is kind of how I described it.
Yep.
There's probably more awesome riffs in this one song than in the entire newest Metallica album.
Totally. Yep.
It's awesome. Schizophrenic death metal also, because it changes so much. Like every 30-40 seconds there's a new awesome riff that kicks in, you know?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of little mini songs put together, right? Except if they did it right, it's like way better than that Hardwired the Butt Fuck or whatever it's called.
Right. You know, some songs they jump around so much that it loses cohesiveness, but for some reason he pulled it off in this one.
That is a perfect way to say that. Well
done. Thank you. Great guitar work throughout. The singer sounds like what I'd imagine that goblin from Necrogoblicon would sound like if he was the lead singer.
I like
it. But yeah, this song is what Death would sound like if Death were a band that played metal music and decided to call itself Death.
I like it.
8.5.
All right. Let's move on to Lamb of God. Beating on Death's Door. Lamb of God formed in Richmond, Virginia in 1994. This is off their set.
We should have done this one first, because Beating on Death's Door, and then you have Death.
Then Death, right. I know. And then I had this other guy. Actually, the song is called The Sound of Perseverance, and Hatebreed has an album called Perseverance. Crazy. Like all the crossovers here. But anyway, it's off their Sacrament album released in 2006. My first note is I'm not sure what they're going for with the opening, but it sounds like a machine pumping out badass metal music. It's like this. It's almost like a machine pumping out badass metal music. Anyway, the way that Randy says "pray" in this song, when he's like "pray," boy, it's just so goddamn sublime that I cannot believe it has not gotten all the viable females in the world pregnant. I'm not usually a fan of vocal effects. But the way that they do the vocal effects on the part where it says she's all yours now, like over and over again, that's so fucking awesome. I don't even know how to explain it.
She's all yours now, so deal with it.
That's the part, right?
Yeah.
And it's got like this part to it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's where you listen to the goddamn song. You'll see what I'm talking about. Like most Lamb of God songs, the lyrics are brilliant and poignant. Like every one of his songs, like you read the lyrics and you're like, holy shit. And then you look at him and you're like, how the fuck did this guy, who looks like he just was like a hobo sleeping on a street corner, how did he come up with this shit? Obviously, the man's quite intelligent.
Yeah.
There is a breakdown, which is really great, at 3:50, and it sounds like he's saying, bruh cares. I'm sure it's not bruh cares, but it's what it sounds like. I was not a fan of the long fade out, though, because they put, like, I don't know, like a 35-second fade out on this, and I'm not a fan of that. Since their formation, Lamb of God has released 8 studio albums, 1 live album, 1 compilation, and 3 DVDs. I own everything.
And a pear tree.
Yeah, right. I own everything I just mentioned. So Lamb of God's one of my favorite bands. The band's cumulative sales equal almost 2 million albums in the United States, which right there, that tells you what's going on wrong with the music in today's world. Because I'm guessing like Nicki Minaj's first single, which is like, what is it called? I'll Shake My Ass in Your Face or something like that. I bet you that one sold like 45 million records.
Probably.
And Lamb of God, cumulative 2 million. That tells you something, right? Including they have 1 record which is certified gold by the Record Industry of America Association. I give Lamb of God, Beating on Death's Door, an 8.5 Dreadline.
I don't have very many notes on this one because it's just a relentless, punishing sonic assault on your ear holes.
I like it.
You can pick up some, pretty much, you can pick up some definite punk and hardcore influence in here, and the lyrics are, like you said, very poignant, very awesome. There's no shoulder left. There's no shoulder left to cry wolf on. I thought that was an awesome line.
Totally.
The drumming, holy fuck, the drumming.
Yep. That's Chris Adler for you.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, I gave it 8.5 too. I didn't even have any more notes than that because it's
Symbiotic on that one. I was kind of surprised, but I thought you'd be hovering around the 7 area on that
I like that one. Yeah, good song.
Good deal. All right, now we're gonna move on to a lesser known band, Metallica. Out of Los Angeles, 1981. This is from the Ride the Lightning album, which is a goddamn brilliant album. 1984. The song is called Fade to Black. And this is probably one of the most amazing ballads ever written by a metal band, ever.
Yes.
Just a brilliant song. The composition, the lyrics, the changeovers from the soulful to the heavy are, and the vocals are all pretty much perfect. That's it for my notes. But this was the song which they were playing when James had his pyro accident. I'm not sure if anybody else knew that.
Yep, in Toronto.
Yep, Lars Ulrich, and I think they were on tour with Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses, and that's the show that Guns N' Roses refused to come on stage, which led to the riot.
Right. Which is kind of a dick move because the guy got hurt, right? Anyway, Lars Ulrich was quoted as saying, "This song was a big step for us. It was pretty much our first ballad, so we knew it would freak people out. Recording that song, I learned how frustrating acoustic guitar could be. You could hear every squeak, so I had to be careful." Maybe this is James Hetfield saying this. I wrote the song at a friend's house in New Jersey. I was pretty depressed at the time because our gear had just been stolen. Yes, it's definitely James. And we were thrown out of our manager's house for breaking shit and drinking his liquor cabinet dry. It's a suicide song, and we got a lot of flack for that, as if kids were killing themselves because of the song. We haven't heard that mantra a bunch of times in metal. But we also got hundreds of letters from kids telling us how they related to the song and it made them feel better. I'm going to go ahead and give Metallica Fade to Black a perfect 10 because it's an amazing song.
I want to say that they were originally going to shoot a video for this song. It was going to be their first video.
Oh, yeah.
But they changed their minds and kind of like backed out at the last minute and decided not to do it.
That's probably a good idea at the time, 1984.
Yeah, at the time, yeah. But
like when Tipper Gore was being a colossal cunt.
Would have been interesting to see a video with Cliff in it, you know.
Oh man, totally.
This was also the last album that they recorded on their original record label before they signed with Elektra.
Nice.
Yeah, so they signed with Elektra like right after this album came out, and then Elektra
released it. They released the best metal album of all time. Gotcha.
Yeah. So on to this song, absolutely epic in every way from start to finish. The soft acoustic intro, the tasteful intro solo, it all sets the mood. It's a steady, somber pace with very, very thoughtful lyrics that speaks to so many people. And like you said, they got you could just go through the comments on YouTube, you know, and you still to this day see people commenting saying, "Gosh, this song relates to me so much, and after listening to it, it really helps me get out of that mood or helps me feel better about myself." And so many kids can still relate to this song. It's really an amazing piece. It's amazing how many people it's affected that way, in a positive way.
Right. And if you think about it, if they've saved one person from committing suicide with that song, that's just an amazing testament to Metallica right there.
Right. The heavy guitars that kick in to add to the atmosphere is just awesome. How it drives that way. The drumming is, dare I say, really good.
Yeah, I know.
The change-up at 3:55 builds into yet another epic bridge of epicness. I actually wrote that. Epic bridge of epicness.
It's nice.
That builds to a climax that is pure heavy metal ecstasy.
Right on.
It's a perfect 10. It's one of the most perfect songs ever written.
Right on, man. All right. Well, it's hard to top that. We have to move on. All right. Vader from some Polish word in Poland that I can't pronounce. It has one vowel. They were formed in 1983. The song is called the album is Impressions in Blood, 2006. And you should really look up the artwork to this because it's like really, really good artwork. It's like, it almost looks like they took Leonardo da Vinci and moved him into modern times and said, "Hey, make a death metal cover." The song is called The Book. It has a great orchestral opening. that leads into a motherfucking guttural tuned sledgehammer of metal that beats your brain into a pink pulp. There's a really weird sounding drum piece here and there in the song that I can't place my finger on. It almost sounds like he's hitting on a hollow wooden tube.
Okay.
There's tempo changes throughout the song, and they're masterful, as is the drumming, complete with a ton of mini drum rolls that don't seem out of place. Sometimes I'll do a drum roll, and it's like, what are you doing? But this is like, it totally blended it in. The solo is one of those that does not break up the continuity of the song. Because the song is like a relentlessly pummeling song. If they like went off on this like 1 minute tangent of like high pitched solo, it would kind of suck, but they didn't. The song could probably be a full minute shorter though. That's my only really complaint about it. The name
I think most of that's just the outro.
Correct. The name of the American rock band Eagles of Death Metal was influenced by Vader. When a friend was trying to introduce Queens of the Stone Age to the frontman of Eagles of Death Metal, Josh Homme, to the death metal genre, he played Vader's music. Homme called them the Eagles of Death Metal. After hearing this phrase, he wondered what a cross between the Eagles and death metal would sound like. Afterwards, the name became the name of his band. Anyway, I give Vader the book an 8.0.
Vader, doesn't that mean father in
Vater,
German or Polish?
with a T instead of a D, it means father. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It might mean father in Polish, because Polish is kind of similar to German in some respects. With a lot more like
because I understand from the long-going rumor or whatever is that's where, if you know anything about languages and all, that the surprise of Darth Vader being Luke's father isn't that much of a surprise because he's literally named father.
Right. Well, yeah, it might be.
So,
I know it is Vater in German.
Okay, yeah, it might be the D, but maybe that's the Polish one. Anyway, talk about epic openings on this song.
Totally.
Very epic opening, and holy shit balls, that groovy riff just melts your face off.
Yep, I love it.
The singer, and I mean this in a good way, the singer sounds like a bear after he drank, wait for it, after he drank a bottle of whiskey and smoked a pack of cigarettes.
The bear did that. I can totally see a bear do that, like catching a salmon.
Yeah.
And draining a fifth of Jack Daniels after the salmon. Just smoking some marbles. Just kicking back bear style. Fuck it.
That's right. Yeah.
Metal ass bear right there.
Hey, let's start a band.
Hold on, let me rub my ass on this bark real quick.
Or like if Nick Nolte would be, a singer for a band.
I like it.
Yeah. So the rhythm at 2.5 minutes is fucking awesome, and then the solo is blazingly awesome as well, and short, but it fits, like you said. It it doesn't just go off on a tangent. And then I was about to write something about the solo, but it quit. And then before I could write anything else, there was another awesome rhythm change, and I had to write another awesome rhythm change.
Right.
Then my only knock on is the outro takes way too long to fade out. It's like a full minute.
Yep.
Just to fade out. Other than that, I really liked it. I gave it a 9.
A 9? Damn.
Yeah.
You outscored me on a Vader?
I did.
That's fucking crazy.
I'd
be like me fucking doing a higher score than you on like I don't know. Sabaton? Maybe, I don't know. All right. Let's move on to Sweden. From Poland to Sweden. The band is In Flames. They were formed in 1990 in Gothenburg, Sweden. This is from their Clayman album released in 2000. The song is called Bullet Ride. I love that the opening sounds like they're putting a record on, and then they have that great ascending riff and artificial harmonics. And then they slow down into almost somber crooning. And then they go right back into high energy. It's like up and down and up and down.
Up and down, yeah.
The transitions from clean to distorted are flawless, and they take you on a roller coaster ride of beer and needles and hookers and late rent payments.
Nice.
The change up at 2:45 with the overdub guitars is fucking fantastic. I love that part. It's almost like they're playing two different melodies on the guitar, but they're like right on top of each other. It's really, really good. It's too bad that Sweden is now Cucksylvania, because they have totally submitted to the fucking left-wing agenda.
Yeah.
Because, you know, back in the day, like in 1990s, the Swedes were kind of like badasses, right? Clayman is the fifth album by the Swedish death metal band In Flames. The album was released by Nuclear Blast on July 25th, 2000. Most of the lyrics deal with depression and internal struggles. The album cover art is based on Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man drawing. I give it an 8.5. Revenue.
Isn't Sweden? Isn't that where they decided they were going to stop plowing the roads with snow because it was deemed sexist against women?
I believe it was, in fact, yes.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, what? It's like every time you can think of the most neutered, like, cuck bullshit, it's like coming out of Scandinavia somewhere.
Yeah. Wow. Used to be a place you'd want to go, the Swedish bikini team and all that stuff. Now,
right, Vikings and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. In Flames opening riff sounds a lot like Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. Actually.
Oh yeah, good point.
And I saw a couple of people picked up on that. It's kind of got that da 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 da, and builds up ascending. You know how the song goes. I'm gonna do it again. Then it switches to a clean guitar, and my only complaint about that part is the guitar tone is the tone that if you listen to any metal from like the late 90s to early 2000s, you'll be completely familiar with that sound. It's like every band from that era used the exact same clean tone.
Yep.
On all their guitars. They all sound the same.
Yep.
The vocals during the clean parts were a little hard to hear because of the way he's singing it, because he's just kind of, you know. I was like, what? And then the main riff kicks in, and you can actually hear him, and he's actually, you know,
he's a really good singer.
Yeah, he is, and I love the riffs in the song. The rest of the song just pretty much kicks serious ass. My only complaint was those complaints about the clean parts where you can't really hear his vocals, and the clean part itself was fine. I just didn't like the tone of the guitars because I get sick of hearing those tones.
Yeah, other than the guitars and the vocals and the drums and the bass, you know.
I really did. I thought it was a great song. I wrote the song kicks serious ass. I even gave it an 8.5, just like you.
Symbiotic again.
Yeah.
All right. Now moving on to a lesser known band, and by that I'm being serious this time, Oppressor.
Oh, here we go. This will be fun.
Oppressor formed in Chicago, Illinois, formed in 1991. This is their song Blinded. The album is Elements of Corrosion.
I'm glad you said that because I wasn't sure which one, the way it was listed.
Yeah, why wasn't sure Blinded was the intro or the name or the me too. I got fucked up on that too.
Yeah.
The opening sounds like the music they play in a horror movie just before somebody gets fucked up with a machete.
Yeah.
The main riff almost sounds like a clock, but a clock that pukes blood on you on the hour. The vocals are so poorly produced that it almost makes me laugh. This song is a bit repetitive, and by a bit, I mean a lot.
Yeah.
Oppressor played death metal in a style that came to be known as technical death metal. They were influenced by bands like Morbid Angel, Death, Gorguts, and Suffocation.
Wait, back up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What?
They were influenced by bands like Morbid Angel, Death, Gorguts, and Suffocation. Technical death metal is what they're called. And right on. The lyrics are usually centered on controversial themes such as death, suffering, and moral depravity. They were one of the first death metal bands to incorporate keyboards into their music. And I just got to say that I wish they were more influenced by Morbid Angel, Death, Gorguts, and Suffocation. And by that I mean better. Because not very good band, not very good song. I mean, the song is just like, it's got, if it was 30 seconds long, it might have been okay because like they just kind of repeated that 30 seconds over and over again.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Is like, how do you get technical in that? Because they only had like 2 riffs in the
right, and there was nothing like nothing, you know, that really was like a technical death metal. To me, it's where they're like they showcase the guitar on technical death metal, right? And they show, hey, look at this weird thing I did with the guitar, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't do anything.
Right.
So I give Oppressor Blinded a 6.0.
Okay. All right. So I wasn't sure which was the song and which was the album. So it said Blinded, and then it said Elements of Corrosion, right? Mm-hmm. So corrosion is a natural process which converts a refined metal to more chemically stable form, such as its oxide, hydroxide, or sulfide.
Yep.
It's the gradual destruction of materials by chemical and or electrochemical reaction with their environment. The most common use of the word of metal. Wait, I'm reading it wrong. Rusting, of course, the formation of iron oxides is a well-known example of electrochemical corrosion. This type of damage typically produces oxides or salts of the original metal and results in a distinctive orange coloration. All of that being much more interesting than the song itself. I gave it a 5.5.
I love it.
Yeah, I skipped it the first time I listened to it. I had to go back and listen to it again.
What was your rating?
5.5.
5.5. Damn, all right. So we definitely did not like that one.
No.
All right. moving on to Arch Enemy, Enter the Machine. And
you know how they say, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That was kind of my take on it.
Gotcha. All right, Arch Enemy, Enter the Machine. Right now, I got a very convoluted story about this. Right, you remember that movie with Nicolas Cage where he's like going around collecting evidence about this like murder that happened on a porno tape called 8mm?
Oh yeah.
On that movie, there was a guy on there called the Machine, and he's the one that actually killed the girl on the screen, right?
Okay.
And when I saw this Arch Enemy, Enter the Machine, I thought that was like the sequel to that 8mm tape, Enter the Machine, where it was like a gay porn of the machine taken. I don't know why it came to mind like that. I got gay porn on the mind for some reason.
Okay.
Ooh, hey. But anyway, the band is from Halmstad, Sweden, again, 1995, and the album is called Doomsday Machine. That might be the third in the trilogy. 2005. All right, I wish I could bottle that opening and send it back in time to my 1994 self so we could have gotten laid more, because it's so fucking brilliant. And then it opens onto a vista of metal brilliance. Yeah. Not much else to say. It's a great instrumental, short but great.
Yep.
In 2005, the album Doomsday Machine was ranked number 470 in Hard Rock. Let me start that one more time. In 2005, the album was ranked number 470 in Hard Rock Magazine's book of the 500 greatest rock and metal albums of all time. I give it an 8.0. Little Jim. Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Really short song. It's like
2 minutes. Yeah.
Literally, yeah. And apparently this was used by some professional sports team called the Predators.
National Predators. They are actually the arch nemesis of my Columbus Blue Jackets.
Okay. Who is that?
The Hockeys.
Like what sport? It's hockey. Okay, I didn't know what sport it was. That's what I was wondering. Okay, hockey. All right. So it's short and sweet. Great intro. Yep. Definitely sounds like it would be a theme song to some badass villain or somebody.
Do you see Red Sonja coming out to that and then fucking some people up?
Totally.
Yep.
Totally. Yeah. It's with an ending that adds an ominous foreboding to what may come next. Just a great short metal instrumental. Nothing flashy, but it's just put together really well. I gave it an 8.5.
Oh, I like it. I figured you might rate that a little harder than me because I know you're a big Arch Enemy fan. All right, our next band is Blazing Stone, and they are also from Sweden. They're from Sandviken, Sweden, 2011. And gnat flying around here. All right, this is from their album War of the Roses, 2016.
Is the gnat from Sweden too?
And the gnat is a Swedish gnat. He was like, "You like some music, boys?" And then he landed on. All right, so anyway, War of the Roses, 2016. The song is called Mask of Gold. The opening makes me think this might be a folk metal band. I'm a fan of this tempo speed up, which makes me think of a cavalry charge into battle. Oh, fuck, the singing. This is what happens when you let Ricky Schroeder from Silver Spoon buy a fucking heavy metal band at age 10. The solo is actually pretty goddamn good. They seriously should release this song as an instrumental.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I beat you to it earlier.
Yeah, I know, right? I'd be on board with that. But anyway, Blazing Stone, Mask of Gold. It's just like that power metal, like, I don't know, nuts in a vice thing. I just can't get with it. I give it.
You know what happened? This is what happened before they recorded the song. They were in Sweden, and a Swedish gnat landed on his balls.
I like it.
He slapped it a little too hard.
And he's like, "Whoa!" All right, I give it a 6.5. Dreadful. What do you think of Blazing Stone, Mask of Gold?
6.5. Wow.
Yep.
Starts off like a rather promising thrash song, actually, with music. Then, of course, the singer comes in with his big power metal voice. Sounds very, very Dragon Force-like. In fact, it's very, very much like a Dragon Force song slowed down to half speed, which is still 200 beats per minute. And what's funny is I had to look it up afterwards. So actually, after I wrote that, I actually Googled 200 beats per minute, and it pulls up on YouTube where they have a metronome that clicks off at 200 beats per minute, right? And so I clicked on it while the song is still playing, and it's exactly 200 beats per minute.
It syncs up pretty good, does it?
It syncs up perfectly. It's so awesome.
Nice.
Just based on that alone, I had to give it a 7.5.
Oh, I knew you'd give it way higher than I did. All right.
Seriously, go back and listen to it. Click in one window, get that song on, and on the other window, click on the 200 beats per minute YouTube at the same time with the metronome, and it will sync up perfect. It's so hilarious.
I'll just take your word for it because I don't want to go back and fucking song again. All right, moving on to brighter pastures. I'm going to go with Hatebreed, formed in Connecticut, 1994. And yes, I said Connecticut because that's how I remember how to spell it. 1994. The song is called Seven Enemies from their album Concrete Confessional, 2016. I love the fact that he looks like he wasn't ready to start the video when the camera comes down onto him. He's like, oh shit, I better start. I just love that. And also the fact that he looks like Mike Murder in the video, and everybody commented that, like in the comments, like the whole shit was like, can't this guy get a Pepsi? It's like pretty weird. Still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just reading something really stupid somebody wrote.
Did I lose on what? On your page?
No, I was just pulled up something, and it's must own heavy metal hard rock albums. It's Megadeth, Rest in Peace, rating, blah blah blah. And first comment I read is some idiot saying, "Stop talking about Megadeth, Guns N' Roses, Poison. Like, how the hell do those three bands even compare to each other? It's over and over and over. They all three suck. So let's finally start talking about real metal. I swear this is the only bands metal mofos know and obviously love. Ha ha ha."
I'm sorry, but if you're not a fan of
Megadeth, and then he spells Megadeth Death.
Oh, kids, right there, you know the guy's a dick. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, not much to say about the song because it's pretty much textbook Hatebreed. Gent, heavy, angry, tortured vocals, and the breakdowns that are really low.
And like 2 minutes too.
Right, according to 2 to 3 minutes, pretty standard. According to an article published by Loudwire, the album deals with topics such as social injustice, police brutality, drug abuse, self-positivity, and through positive mental attitude. And pretty much the song, he's like, everybody's a dick, and I'm trying to make it through my day without fucking these people up. That's what he's basically saying. So please give me some strength to not fuck these people up, right?
What does he say? I wish today a motherfucker would try.
Yeah, he says, today I wish a motherfucker would try. And then he says, please, Lord, give me the strength to fucking ignore these assholes. Right. Anyway, I give it a 7.5. It was pretty standard Hatebreed. Dreadwind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This song is like a heavy metal version of Forrest Gump.
What? Okay, I got an explanation for that.
Hang on now. Hang on. All right. Work with me. All right. You ready? All right.
I'm totally ready.
Do you remember that scene when he's in the army and the drill sergeant comes up to him? He's like, "What is your purpose in this army?" "To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant."
Yep.
It's like, "God damn it, Gump, you're a goddamn genius."
You're gonna make a general.
Yeah, we'll make you a general. Why'd you tear that rifle down so quickly?
Because you told me
to. God damn it, Gump, that's absolutely brilliant. It's like that. It's, simple but effective.
Right. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, now I see where you came from.
You see where I'm coming from? It's not complicated, but it gets the job done. It's music to listen to when you want to demolish a house.
Right.
Just be sure you do it quickly because it's only like 2 minutes long. So you really gotta go at it.
That's fucking awesome.
Get a workout in. 8.0. I liked it.
Oh man, you rated Hatebreed.
I know, right?
Holy fuck.
So there.
All right, I'll be goddamn.
That's your Debbie Downer.
You can fucking learn. All right. All right. Okay. So hey, that does it for our heavy metal song reviews. Go ahead and listen to any of those songs. The playlist will be in the description of the video.
Yep. Except for the Corrosion Oppressor shit one.
Yeah, right. But like I said, just if you ever like what the fuck are these guys even talking about? It's right in the description.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to my whole thing with this is not only to fuck around and talk about heavy metal, is to get people to broaden their horizons as far as heavy metal goes. Because there's more to metal than Metallica is what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
So, I love the obscure shit. But anyway, PSA over. We're going to talk about our favorite. We do a top 5 now. We're doing this time. We're doing our favorite GI Joe characters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this week, I'm going to let Redwin go first. What's your number 5?
Okay. I really, really, really tried to get actual GI Joe characters in my top 5 list, and they're all Cobra.
Look at that. So are all of mine.
Yeah, I was like, I was racking my brains. I know there's some actual Joes that I like, and Rock and Roll comes to mind.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah.
Mutt is another one.
Yeah, Junkyard and Mutt, totally.
Yeah, they come to mind. But
I kind of like Low Light. Low Light's cool.
Yeah. They just weren't quite enough to crack my top 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at 5, I'm gonna go with tied at number 5, Tomax and Zaymot.
I like it.
Crimson Twins,
leaders of the Crimson Guard.
Crimson Guard. I love the Crimson Guard. Yeah.
They owned Extensive Enterprises, which is one of Cobra's front companies.
Yep.
Nice. All right. So my number 5.
Do you remember I had the pack? They came in that 2-pack together with a little mirror in between them.
Yep. One had a scar on one side, and the other had a scar on the other side. If you punch one, the other would feel it.
Yep.
Totally. All right. So my number 5 is the Baroness.
Nice.
And listen to my little story about the Baroness. I was listening to a panel by Larry Hama, who's the guy who came up with the Baroness, basically, right? And he told Hasbro, he's like, hey, we're gonna make a girl toy, and everybody's like, no, you can't do that. Girl figures are dolls, and guy figures are action figures. There's no way little boys won't like that. You can't do that. You're gonna ruin the whole toy line. He's like, just let me do it. Let me try it. If it doesn't work out, we can that'll be the only one, etc. And then they put her in tight leathers, and they put out the toy, and it's one of the most popular GI Joe toys ever.
Right.
So shockingly, the guy was on to something.
Yeah.
Larry Hama.
You mean little prepubescent boys were actually interested in a girl that is dressed in tight black leather, right?
Yeah, big boobs.
Full figured, big boobs.
Big body. Yeah, who'd have thunk, right? My number 5 is the Baroness. What is your number 5?
Well, I just did my number 5.
Oh, sorry. What is your number 4? I was
4.
Okay, I'll twist it around.
My number 4 is the Baroness.
All right.
Because boobs, right?
Okay. My number 4 is the Night Viper, and you're not familiar with Night Viper. He's got the green and black outfit. He's got the night vision goggle thing in the front. And if you read the bio on it, it sounds really stupid. They spend all their time in the dark and they sneak up on each other. But the toy looks really, really awesome. And I've seen some dudes do a custom Night Viper his tank, and it just fucking looks amazing. In fact, I saw a guy. He did a custom Night Viper USS flag. It was really awesome.
Huh. Interesting.
That's the air computer. All right. Well, what was your number 3?
That what would be make a cool vehicle for that? Of course, it's mostly black already. Would be the Night Raven.
Oh yeah, totally. Night Raven. Night Viper. Night Raven. Yeah.
Night Raven. Yeah. I had
green accents in. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite toys. I had that one with the little shuttle on the back and all.
Yep.
Okay, we're up to number 3, Zartan. And the whole Dreadnoks also, because the Dreadnoks are hilarious.
Fucking A, they are. All right, my number 3, and you can kind of tell here that maybe Drevlin and I think a little bit alike. My number 3 is the Crimson Twins, Zaymot and Tomax, because all the reasons we mentioned just a minute ago. What is your number 2, Doug?
I think we're gonna have some overlaps on this list. Number 2 for me is Firefly.
Oh, dude! Oh my God! I fucking forgot Firefly on this list.
Yeah, I've always loved Firefly. I love the outfit and the sabotaging and all the explosives, everything.
I know a couple dudes who do really good cosplays of Firefly. All right,
cool.
My number 2 is Zartan, because the fact the toy had the little thing where if you put it out in the sun, it would change colors. and he's got like the almost Kiss like makeup over his eyes, right? And he's like the founding father of the Dreadnoks, right? Like one of my very favorite scenes is like the Dreadnoks are fighting over breath mints or candy mints, and they're just beating the hell out of each other over breath mints or candy mints. And he's on the phone with Cobra Commander, and he's like, the boys are having a philosophical debate, and he's talking to Cobra Commander, and Cobra Commander's offering him this job, and he takes the job, and like he's all the time he's like lining up this dart, right? And like as soon as he hangs up the phone, he throws this dart, and it's like goes on this like weird trajectory, and it hits this like effigy of Cobra Commander and blows up. So he's talking shit about Cobra Commander as he was throwing the dart at Cobra Commander. I love it. So Zartan's my number 2.
One of my favorite comics is it's actually with rock and roll, and like he's going on vacation or something, and he's got like this old 1950s convertible. He's going down the road, and the Dreadnoks show up on their motorbikes, and just like Buzzer pulls out his chainsaw and just rips the side of the car and everything, and then leads into this big battle and whatnot. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I used to really, really like Buzzer until like I read his file card and found that he was a socialist, and now I can't really like him.
I liked Torch. I think he was my favorite.
Torch is a badass too, right?
Torch and what was the other Ripper? Was the other one?
Ripper, Cutter, and Torch. Yep, well, that's the first set, and then he had Naga, Zorana,
right,
Xander.
Right. Oh, Zorana, yeah.
Heart Wrencher.
Okay. Where are we? Number 1.
Number 1.
Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow.
My absolute most bestest favorite G.I. Joe character of all time.
You got a boner for ninjas, don't you?
I do, especially Storm Shadow. Not just any ninja though. It's Storm Shadow, because like Quick Kick, I couldn't stand Quick Kick. I got Quick Kick just so Storm Shadow could beat him up all the time.
Right.
And you know how like their legs would move, and they had that little crotch piece.
Yep.
And it would always break off.
The rubber band, yep.
Well, it broke off on Quick Kick, so like you could move his legs in all kinds of weird positions. So every time I played with my toys, Quick Kick would get his legs fucked up by Storm Shadow all the time. Because
my favorite part about Quick Kick is his ultimate pinnacle of stupidity, his shuriken bandolier that he had.
Yeah, and then he was barefoot all the time, even when he was in the snow. Yeah,
right. He would like have like a parka on but bare feet.
Yeah.
All right, my number 1 is Cobra Commander. I mean, Cobra Commander, just totally awesome guy. I mean, the portrayal Chris Latta did of him was just really awesome. And he's the guy. And my favorite comic panel ever of all time of Cobra and G.I. Joe, totally whatever put together, is the panel where Cobra Commander just kicks the dog for no reason. He just like totally kicks the dog and launches it into the air with the kick. Kick it so hard. It's like the total epitome of fuck the world. He's like, fuck, I'm gonna kick this dog.
I have one of my very first G.I. Joe comics. The earliest one that I have is one where, and it's like one of the first, I guess, 5 issues or so. I forget which number it is, but it's at some point Cobra Commander gets captured by the Joes, and he's at Joe base, and Storm Shadow actually breaks him out of Joe base.
Oh yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Speaking of Storm Shadow, man, Storm Shadow got a hold of Excalibur one time and like totally like was going on the fucking rampage.
Yeah.
He like cut through a like 3-foot thick stone column with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked him. I enjoyed the cartoon, but I always enjoyed the comic books more than the cartoon.
You know why that is? It's probably because of Larry Hama. It's probably exactly why.
Yeah.
He took that comic and nobody else wanted to take it because they thought that because like it was like a running thing in comic books. If you have a comic book based on toys, it would always fail and it would ruin your career. He's like he was so desperate he took it and he turned it into the #1 selling comic book.
It was a great comic, and they actually killed people in it, and it was good.
In the early version of Snake Eyes, he wasn't even a ninja; he was kind of a commando.
Right, and him in the comics, I know him and Storm Shadow were like basically
Chicago
blood brothers.
Yep.
And they both served in Vietnam together.
Yep.
And that's where Snake Eyes got fucked up, and he can't talk anymore. Was from Vietnam.
Sure. Yep. All right, well, that does it for our top 5 Joes. We started talking about G.I. Joe's the other day. That does it for our podcast here. I want to thank everybody for listening. The one person that is on there listening. And
thank you.
Yeah, now it comes to our favorite, Dreadwin's favorite part of the show. I plug the shit that I'm going to. Hey, just so everybody knows, the Cincinnati Comic Expo, we raised $602 for our charity.
Sweet.
So I'm pretty proud of that. And next weekend, I will be at Cincinnati Toy and Comic Show. It's run by CTS Promotions. I know those guys. I mean, I've been to all their toy stores. And I've known them for like a decade. So it should be a good time down there in Cincinnati. So that's pretty much it. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Fucking horns up. Heavy metal for life, Dreadwin.
Stay metal.
My fucking computer went into rest mode. I'm going to get back on here. Hold on. All right, we're stopping it. Have a good one.